Hi, it's Paula from Pola Quilting. Welcome back to my channel. After a couple of months of finishing of my UFOs and random blocks quilts, I thought it's time to have something fresh, a fresh tutorial today. But actually it is inspired also with my random blocks. So I found a pile of these blocks, rail fence blocks made from 2.5 by 6.5 inch strips. So that's kind of straight from my magic number tray, and I thought let's do something with those. So kind of, you know, random blocks quilt, but not so random. So what you will need today is 2.5 by 6.5, or maybe some of those blocks you maybe have somewhere already. So I will start from the strips themselves. So you will need 3 for one element, but we'll be making 4 elements to then build 2 blocks. It will make sense when we go through it. So 3 strips, any color, any design, just mix them nicely. We're starting from that. Let's just add maybe this blue one. We also need a 6.5 inch square, and we will cut away a little bit from it. We'll cut away 2 inches. We will use those 2 inches later, so don't kind of put it somewhere with other scraps. Just keep them on one side whilst you're working through those elements. And for the starters, very easy. We just want to sew all of those pieces together. Nothing complicated. Use 1/4 inch allowance. If your allowance is not exact, that's fine as well at this point. So to create 2 blocks, we'll be doing 2 blocks at a time. You will need 4 of those elements sewn together. So I will quickly take them to the machine, sew them together, and I will show you the next step. Okay, so here are my pieces all sewn together, quite nice big batch. I trimmed my top 2 inches away, so that's a nice stack there. I will show you in a bit how to work those through. And what I want to do is pick 4, preferably something that does not repeat itself fabric wise. So just pick 4 first, something that also gives us a little bit of contrast maybe. This one I've got here. Okay, this one is fine. And either this one or maybe something darker. Let's go with that one. So I've got my 4. Now I will stack them. When I was ironing all of those pieces, I kind of gone with the same direction, away from the big piece down. So I will now stack 4 of those pieces on each other. So I've got bigger piece at the top first, then I will have the bigger piece at the bottom. Again, I will have a bigger piece at the top. I think I might replace this one just for a little bit of more contrast here. And then another piece going down. And I'm gonna be cutting through all of those 4 layers, and I will be making shape V into here, like that. I'm not gonna be measuring anything, it's kind of wonky V. The only thing is I want to have about inch here, and kind of stick to about inch in the middle, but it's not exact, it's more or less inch from those places. If you want to be more specific here at the bottom, you can fold this piece into half, kind of make a crease so you know where is the middle, so you can go half an inch-ish from both of the sides. But I will show you now how I cut them, and as you can see, I'm not gonna be measuring anything. It's more or less this piece of the work is quite easy to do. Here we go. I'm even more concerned, or more paying attention how much I've got left at the top, because we'll be squaring up this block, and also obviously we'll be sewing it again, than at the bottom. Here, if you leave at least, let's say even 3/4 of an inch, will be fine. But again, it doesn't have to be exact. The size do not have to match. It's just more or less how you feel it looks the best. Here we go, cut through. Now I want to take this first piece and put it at the bottom, and I want to take 2 pieces from this stack and put them at the bottom. And the next step is just to sew it back together. Again, do not overthink, they don't have to match anything. As you can see, really this piece here, there's nothing matching here, there's nothing matching here. The only seam which actually could match potentially is that middle one, but again, don't worry about it, they do not have to match. It is a wonky V, so don't worry about matching it up. How to sew it together, even from the top, though it's on the angle, and normally you would like to find a proper kind of place where those seam allowances should start from. Don't worry about it either, they don't have to. We have enough space there to square up that block later. The only thing I was doing to kind of help myself is I was matching that middle seam to nest, and kind of was going from top and bottom to sew it. So I was aligning from the middle seam to nest it. But again, if it was a little bit off after I've sewn it, that's absolutely fine. So I will now sew all that stack, and I'll probably do another 2 or 3, so just to have a little bit more blocks to show you. And then I will show you how we use up those 2-inch strips. So before we carry on with the project, let's just round up where you can find me and how you can support my work. First of all, please subscribe to my channel and watch videos as I'm posting them without skipping the adverts, please. Please comment against the videos, because that helps to push them out to wider audience, and don't forget to share with your quilting friends. Join my network either on Facebook or Instagram. All the links how and where are in the description below. Where you see my posts either on Facebook or Instagram, please like, share and comment on them. If you like to add something extra, I've got now membership available through the YouTube. You can also use a super thanks on YouTube, or buy me a virtual tea, coffee or lunch using a form on my website. You can also support me by subscribing to my newsletter via my website. That will help me to notify you when I publish new videos or blog posts, or maybe there are some items available to purchase on my website. However you decide to support this channel, thank you very much for being here, and I hope you enjoy the content. Right, so this is my sewn pieces together from one of the batch, and I kept the batches together, so I didn't mix it with any other batch. I've got a few more done. And the next step is to choose how you want to sew them together. So we'll be sewing 2 pieces together from each of the batch, and it's either you will choose to sew those 2 together or those 2 together to create the third kind of V shape in the middle. So whichever, just go through, see what you like the most, see which pairs you like to kind of color wise the most, and see how you want to put it together. If that edge here is quite rugged, just go in with the ruler and just straighten it up slightly so it's nice and flat. The other thing I wanted to show you also, that as you can see, they do not necessarily meeting exactly where there's kind of the lines connecting, and this is what I was saying at the beginning. Don't worry about that. This is not a precision block, this is a fun block, so just have fun with that. So I have gone ahead and sewn few together. So this is one of the stacks sewn together now, and with the last ironing I did spray stitch this. It's just easier to square it up when they are a little bit more rigid. And again, when you're sewing the inside seam here, don't worry about matching it exactly. They can be a little bit wonky, they can be a little bit not matched up here. Don't worry about it. Again, not a precision block, it's a fun block. But as you can see, with just a little bit of cutting, this block looks quite like you worked a lot with that to make it happen. But as you saw from the process from the beginning, actually was quite easy. So before I square them up, now we've got all of those 2-inch strips left from when we trimmed the 6.5-inch square, and you want to do exactly the same thing. So you want to take 3 of those and match it up with something from your stash 6.5-inch. The only difference here is now that you do not have to trim this block, because once you've put those pieces together, it will give you more or less the same size as you have here. I think that it's like slightly bigger, maybe a quarter or half an inch. So you will repeat exactly the same process. Sew them together, stack in 4 with a square up and down, and repeat the process. So you have few more blocks, so nothing kind of gets lost here, nothing gets wasted, or you have to kind of use it up somewhere else. You can use up all of those scraps together. You can also mix them together with those blocks. So let me just quickly show you. So I've got 2 of the original blocks. Those are the ones where I cut 2 inches off, and those are the blocks I made from those scraps. So slimmer strips here, and then full 6.5-inch here. So like I said, you can do exactly the same thing. Just lay them out. As you can see here, it's slightly bigger than the other one, but I'm not gonna be trimming it now. I will just trim it when I square it up, the last block. So then again, you would put this one this way, and then this way, do the V, sew it together, and you will have pretty much the same kind of layout, just you would have a little bit of more of that plain fabric than on this one. But again, all in all, with that scrappiness, you probably wouldn't notice, but it is what it is, the part of the project, so no problem. So the last step before we put it on the design board is to square it up. So I was aiming for squaring them up to 10 inches, and I should be okay with this block. Depending on your seam allowances, if your block is slightly smaller in one of the dimensions, just go for a little bit smaller block, 9 3/4 or 9.5, depends, you know, how your stitching was. You should be easily be able to cut them out that way. When squaring up, you've got that middle seam here. You can align your ruler on the 5-inch mark, or whatever your half is gonna be, but you know what, it doesn't matter really either. So if you want to, if you like this fabric more and you want to have most of it, just scoot a little bit. Nobody will be measuring it, so just make sure you square it up to one size, all of those blocks, so it's easy to put together. And that's the only rule to follow here. So this is how the trimmed block look like, 10 inches. Don't worry about that, doesn't match here, it's all looking good. I will now pop them on the design board and we'll see how they look put together. And here there are blocks and some layouts you can put together using them. I would like to thank people from my Facebook group page for providing a name for this pattern, because as usual I had some trouble to finding a right name for it. So I really like that scrappiness of that block, and obviously it's using up all of those 6.5 and 2.5 strips you have in your magic number trays, or you have some jelly rolls and some bigger pieces of scraps you want to cut from, you can do that as well. But yeah, if you have your trays ready, this is very quick block to make. And obviously, because block is quite big, you do not need so many to complete your project. I really like how that block came out. Very scrappy, like mentioned. It looks like I worked very hard to make it, but actually it was very easy. And also, please be sure not to kind of stress over matching those seams there between the layers, because you will really not notice. Once you quilt it, once you wash that quilt, it will wrinkle, you will not see it at all. Please let me know in the comments what you think about this block, and if you maybe try it or give it a go, please be sure to share it with me on the either Facebook group page or Instagram, or in the comments here under this tutorial. Links to all my social media are in the description below. If magic numbers is something new and you haven't heard about it before, I will link in the description below some materials about it, a blog post, and also a link to the book I've written about magic numbers, so you can kind of have a look, and perhaps that is going to be a scrap system for you, and hopefully it will help you to manage your own scrap pile, whatever it may look like at the moment. Thank you very much for watching me today, and see you next time.